McDaniels is the offensive coordinator.
Fantastic.
Of the New England Patriots. He is nothing short of exactly what the doctor ordered.
I'm all in on him. If I were them, I'm all in. I think he's got a chance to be a big time player.
This looks like the confidence in a young quarterback. Now let's go out and put pieces around him offensively and defensively as well. And this AFC division now has to really be, they become a factor once again in the AFC East.
From the moment his night was called on draft night, Drake Maye was dropped into football's version of a war zone. A first-year head coach, a depleted offense, and a fan base still haunted by the ghost of Brady and addicted to success. Of all the top quarterbacks in the 2024 draft class, no one walked into a tougher situation than Drake Maye. The 2024 Patriots weren't just rebuilding, they were crumbling. But now, everything's changed. New
we're
leadership.
Not going to stand. You know, we're going to be moving. We're going to demand effort and finish. Like people ask what non-negotiables are. Our effort and our finish is going to be the contract that we make with our teammates.
Real weapons.
Don't be surprised if after making some of these big moves on defense, there's a push also to get Drake Maye some help as well.
Drake Maye showed a lot of promise throughout his struggles with talent around him. And that's why I think the connection with Stefon Diggs is going to be so important. But when he's on the field, he can do what he did for Josh Allen early on in his career.
A system tailored to his elite arm talent and instinctual playmaking.
Maye pumps. Maye's looking for the pylon. He shovels it forward. It's caught.
And now for the first time, Drake Maye isn't surviving, he's set up to thrive. And in today's video, we're going to go over exactly why the Drake Maye experiment might not just work, it might just break the NFL. Now, when it comes to New England, it's been kind of hard to avoid headlines this past offseason. And that one player who has been dominating them in recent weeks has been the Patriots' new wide receiver one, Stefon Diggs. The two-time All-Pro has been a reliable 1,000-yard receiver for the better part of a decade. And although he'll be turning 32 during the 2025 season, Diggs' presence is an instant upgrade to New England's wide receiver room. The Patriots' two best performing wideouts of 2024 were Demario Douglas and Case Booty, who collected 621 and 589 yards respectively, as well as 3 touchdowns apiece. Diggs, on the other hand, though, he managed 504 total yards and 4 total touchdowns, despite playing in only 8 games last year. And yes, while a torn ACL did cut his season short and certainly won't be an easy road to recovery for the aging Diggs, the fact that he outproduced both Douglas and Booty while playing half as many games is a feat in and of itself. And that's the thing too, besides just a sheer talent perspective about Diggs too, he's also kind of entering a similar context in Foxborough. You see, back in 2020, Diggs was traded to the Buffalo Bills, where a young Josh Allen was still finding his feet under center. The duo combined for a legendary season in 2020 as Diggs led the league in receptions and receiving yards to earn his first All-Pro nod. For the next 3 seasons too, Diggs and Allen were one of the most prolific quarterback wide receiver tandems in the league, coming within touching distance of the Super Bowl on more than just one occasion. And yes, although Diggs did kind of have a falling out towards the end of his career in Buffalo, there was definitely no denying the impact that he had on Josh Allen's development as well as just his growth into becoming the quarterback that we've seen him become today. But that does beg the question, and probably what you're wondering about, why does that have to do with anything about the development of Drake Maye? Well, for one, Pats fans, perhaps more than any other fan base in the country, know the type of damage that Stefon Diggs can do with a young, big-armed quarterback throwing the ball his way. Even coming out of college, one of Drake Maye's frequent pro comps in the pre-draft process was Josh Allen, which bodes well for his future throwing Diggs the ball. Diggs himself even commented on the comparison between Josh Allen and Drake Maye in his introductory press conference.
I really look forward to it. It's crazy because when you ask around, he has a lot of similarities. Well, people say through the grapevine he acts a lot like Josh, and that was my guy. So I look forward to meeting and connecting with him.
Hell, even in an interview with Sports Illustrated, the reigning MVP weighed in on how Diggs joining the Pats will impact Maye's development. He said, "I think he brings a lot of security for Drake. Obviously, having the knowledge of playing in the league for so long, he has that veteran mentorship that he can give to Drake. I think Drake is super talented. He's one of my favorite young quarterbacks in the league. I've spent some time around him and he's got his head on his shoulders the right way. He just does the things the right way. I think that he exemplifies football. He'll take it and run, he'll throw it, and to have someone like Stefon is going to help him out a lot. Like, getting that kind of endorsement from a division rival no less should provide Pats fans with a sliver of hope. Like, I mean, Josh Allen and the Bills have ruled the AFC East for quite some time now, but could it be time for a new AFC East winner this year in 2025? I mean, it's clear that the Pats are gunning for a return to their former glory in this upcoming season and beyond. They clearly see Drake Maye as a massive part of that future in the 3-year, $63.5 million deal they signed Stefon Diggs to would suggest they feel the same way about the veteran wideout. One of the primary aspects of Diggs' 10+ years of NFL experience that drew the Pats to him in the first place was his versatility and knowledge of different schemes. Diggs himself and Maye, hell, even Josh Allen mentioned this as a major advantage, which is especially true for a quarterback whose team has undergone significant changes in the coaching department during his short time in the league. Former player Jerod Mayo was given his shot as the Pats head coach in 2024, but a 4-13 record wasn't going to cut it. So Mayo and his entire staff were dismissed come the season's end. The departure that had the most profound impact on Drake Maye, though, was that of the offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt. Not only was he Maye's first NFL play caller, but AVP was also one of the most important pieces behind the rookie's growth in year one. It ultimately wasn't enough for the front office, as the Pats did finish the year 30th in scoring and 31st in offensive yardage. Van Pelt wasn't helped by Mayo throwing him under the bus, but a red zone scoring percentage of 46.8% wasn't doing him any favors either. In his defense, though, neither was the lack of weapons and a weak offensive line to protect his young rookie quarterback. And basically, that kind of just sums up everything that was working against Drake Maye in that 2024 season, yet the dude still managed to have a fairly good season when he was playing. Now going into 2025 though, Mike Vrabel was announced as the Patriots' new head coach. Vrabel himself is of course more of a defensive specialist, but his Tennessee Titans team was characterized by a dynamic offense with a strong run game. The man tasked with getting the Pats offense back on track this year, though, is Josh McDaniels, who has a storied past in Foxborough. As we all know, McDaniels has 6 rings, a part of the Patriots organization, a proven winner across multiple eras in the NFL. And yes, although his most recent coaching job with the Las Vegas Raiders was disastrous, McDaniels has always done his best work as an offensive coordinator in New England. In comparison with Alex Van Pelt, Josh McDaniels has been highly effective when it comes to developing young quarterbacks too. From helping Tom Brady become a stone-cold killer in the mid-2000s before evolving his game throughout the 2010s, McDaniels oversaw the franchise's glory days. While simultaneously building Brady up too, he was also developing high-quality backups like Matt Castle, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jacoby Brissett, each of whom became serviceable starters elsewhere once they left the GOAT's shadow. And I mean, what's crazy too is that's not even mentioning the fact that he made Mac Jones look like Brady's worthy successor in 2021. This is largely because McDaniels' scheme is extremely quarterback-centric. It relies on the signal caller's ability to read the defensive shape, adjust plays at the line, and execute accordingly. Van Pelt, on the other hand, struggled when handed play calling duties for the first time in his career, resulting in a woefully impotent offense in 2024. Now, this added responsibility on Maye's plate as well has kind of had some time to sink in also. In late May, there were reports coming out of OTAs that the quarterback threw 4 interceptions in a single day, struggling to digest McDaniels' new playbook. But the second-year signal caller has turned this around to be a positive, telling reporters that throwing the ball to receivers covered by elite defensive backs like Christian Gonzalez and new free agent acquisition Carlton Davis will only make him a better passer in the long run. McDaniels didn't seem too worried either, telling the press that Maye does a really good job of listening, and when you go out there and the next time and see the same kind of look or the same problem the defense presents to you, he's a quick study on that, and that's a good thing for a young player. Demario Douglas also confirmed that Maye's leadership qualities have improved dramatically from year 1 to year 2, explaining,
his confidence, through the roof, and I want to keep it there, and that's by all us doing our job to help him, make it easier for him. But he's becoming a good leader, and he's more vocal than ever, and the huddle is different. When he first got there, it was like super fast. He was like nervous, but now when he's in there, like all right, like he says it with swagger now, and that's how he has that confidence. And when somebody plays with confidence, they play good, and that's what we need out of him. And I know we're going to get that out of him.
And I mean, not only is Drake Maye going to slowly but surely adapt to this offense, but McDaniels will have far more weapons at his disposal to use this year rather than they had last year. Now with a better grasp of why Stefon Diggs' versatility is such an asset, it's clear why his addition to the roster is more than just a big name coming into the fray in Foxborough, but rather an experienced pro who can help ease Maye's transition to a proven NFL system. With the most cap space in the league, the major offseason additions for New England went way further than just Diggs. Right tackle Morgan Moses was brought in on a 3-year, $24 million deal, while the departure of longtime center David Andrews saw the Pats sign Garrett Bradbury on a 2-year, $9.5 million deal. Moses should be a significant upgrade from what New England had in 2024, while Bradbury can hold things down as they look for a new franchise center. Mac Hollins comes in as a safe pair of hands on a 2-year deal, while Joshua Dobbs could be a really reliable backup for Maye when called upon. McDaniels also has a tendency to lean on tight ends, which works out great considering the fact that the Pats' leading receiver in 2024 was Hunter Henry. They added Austin Hooper on a 1-year, $5 million deal to give New England a quality tight end too for Maye to utilize as well. On the defensive side of the ball, the Patriots absolutely spent all in as much money as they needed there too, bringing in Carlton Davis as well as linebackers Harold Landry and Robert Spillane before dropping over $100 million on defensive tackle Milton Williams. So it's safe to say that these guys should be getting the ball back in Maye's hands fairly often. Some of this franchise's most exciting arrivals though came via the draft. They spent their first 4 picks on the offensive side of the ball. Will Campbell was the 4th player off the board come draft night, headed to New England as one of the most predictable picks of them all. The left tackle swore he would fight and die to protect Maye, which given his track record in college completely checks out. As one of the top graded tackles in the nation, Campbell was a 3-year starter at LSU, where he stood out for his consistency in the toughest conference in all of college football. The All-American's arm length was a major concern, but Campbell's tape speaks for itself. He's also going to have the opportunity to learn from a veteran in Morgan Moses, and he's an automatic upgrade for the Pats. In the second round, New England added running back Trayvon Henderson, who has a huge upside in the receiving game. He was a national champion with the Buckeyes, and Henderson's biggest strength is his versatility, more than capable of wreaking havoc on opposing defenses as a rusher and receiver. He joins a stable led by Ramondre Stevenson, who Henderson could possibly pass up as running back 1 in the coming years if he's able to produce with the same consistency we saw at Ohio State. Then, early in the third, slot receiver Kyle Williams joined an ever-improving group of wideouts in Foxborough. Williams was able to routinely create separation in college and was consistently a big play threat with his tidy release off the line and impressive vertical speed. All qualities that should make him an exciting target for Maye in the years to come. Later in the third round, New England also took Jared Wilson out of Georgia, who they hope can be the center of the future, rounding out a complete revamp of the O-line. Over the course of the 2025 offseason, everything is conspiring to give Drake Maye a huge boost in year 2. Thanks to a significantly improved set of circumstances, Maye won't even have to carry the team to see vast improvements come September. A new offensive coordinator who specializes in developing young quarterbacks, an experienced winning head coach, and a new crop of offensive weapons to give the New England Patriots a legitimate chance at returning to the playoffs makes a restoration of their former glory seem less and less far-fetched. And we are back for overtime. If you made it this far in the video, make sure that you comment overtime, as we are talking about one of my favorite teams that I think I'm going to be enjoying to watch this year in the New England Patriots. And basically everything we talked about here with Drake Maye taking off in his second year, really having that leap because of Josh McDaniels and kind of with what they're building around him. Personally, If you did, make sure you comment it. Also, new Discord link should be down below. If it's not working, just type in the comments, let me know that the Discord link isn't working or whatever, and I'll either comment the new link or I'll just put it in there and let you know. So should be all good though. So if you guys want to talk more football, make sure that you guys are hopping on over into our Discord page. We're going to be doing a lot more talking over there, especially once the season starts. I'm going to try and stream in there during Sundays, get the red zone going on there inside the community, and just talking a lot more. But overall, I think with the Patriots, what makes this team kind of so interesting this year too, and I'm going to pull their schedule up while we're talking about them, is the AFC East doesn't seem to be as strong as it has been in the past couple of years. Yes, you still have the Bills. Obviously, they're a juggernaut in themselves, but the Dolphins are in a weird transition right now and don't really seem to be that good, especially with Tua maybe not playing much longer because of his concussion issues, Tyreek Hill wanting out and everything there. And then the Jets also just kind of in limbo. The Jets could be great. Who knows? They got Aaron Glenn. They got Justin Fields. Nobody really knows what they're going to do. But overall, I truthfully love the position that the Patriots are in. They can challenge the Bills. I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl or win the entire division, but they can give the Bills a little bit of a push that they do need to try and get them there. So, I mean, even looking at their schedule, if we go by this game by game, week 1, we get Jaden Daniels versus Drake Maye, both year 2 quarterbacks. It's in Gillette Stadium. It's Friday. It is the first game on Friday in August. It's at Gillette Stadium. That game is going to be crazy because you got both of those quarterbacks. Honestly, I think the Commanders should win that game, but who knows? I mean, if the defense comes out great, the game is going to be lit because of all the fans being there and everything. They could totally upset the Commanders in week 1, and who knows? Then we have the Vikings. Again, like back-to-back weeks, we get JJ McCarthy now, another second-year quarterback playing Drake Maye, another second-year quarterback. Like, that's going to be a phenomenal game. That one is at USA Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. I'm going to give that one to the Vikings. So we're 1-1. Then they go on a little bit of a stretch here. They got the Giants, the Raiders, the Dolphins, and then the Steelers, the Panthers, and then Buffalo week 5. Okay. Oh, I lied also. Those first 2 games, I lied. I'm sorry. That was preseason. Okay. I lied. First game is the Raiders. So the first game is the Raiders, Dolphins, Steelers, Panthers, and then week 5 is Buffalo. Truthfully, after the first 5 weeks, why can't they be 3-2? They beat the Raiders, they beat the Dolphins. Let's say they lose to the Steelers. You know, Steelers got a good defense. They got Aaron Rodgers, all that. They lose there. They beat the Panthers and then they lose to the Bills. 3-2 after 5 weeks is not bad. And then they have a little bit of a stretch where they can go on a little bit of a run here. They play week 6, they play the Saints. Week 7, they play the Titans. Week 8, Cleveland. Week 9, Atlanta. Week 10, Tampa Bay. Week 11, New York. And then week 12, the Bengals. All of those games are very winnable for the Patriots. I was going to say the Panthers. For the Patriots. Like, if Vrabel can gather these guys, get the defense going and everything, I don't know why they can't win more than... I want to say they can be 8-9 or 9-8 even this year, and maybe even try and get to 10-7 and sneak into the playoffs. Truthfully, I think the big thing though is going to be just making sure they can stay healthy. They got a lot of young guys on this roster, especially at the wide receiver position, and that's kind of where they need to help Drake Maye at, is in the receiving game. Obviously, they did bring in Stefon Diggs, and I think that's going to be a critical part to his development this year, is being able to have that guy that he can count on when it's 3rd and short, just a guy that he can throw the ball to and make sure that he's going to come down with it. And I think that Diggs is going to be a great fit once he's on the field. As I gave the many examples in the video too, Diggs and Drake Maye, it kind of seems a little reminiscent of when Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs were playing. So what do you guys think though? I want to hear what you guys think in the comments. Do you think that Drake Maye is going to have a second year just explosion? I think really the 2 quarterbacks that I think, rookie quarterbacks from last year, that are going to have the biggest explosions are Drake Maye and JJ McCarthy. I think those 2 guys are really set up for success right now. I'm not saying the other guys aren't going to be able to have that kind of success, and like Caleb Williams and all those other guys. I just think those 2 I'm the most excited to watch. But again, Caleb could have a great year too. He's got some great pieces around him in Chicago. Jaden Daniels, we already know what he has. So it's going to be interesting to see this entire class as a whole. Hell, even Michael Penix could have a breakout year this year. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with all of these guys. But again, I think the Patriots are doing the right things that they've needed to do this past offseason to make sure they're moving in the right direction and to make sure Maye is progressing the way they want him to. And if he keeps progressing this way, the Patriots might be back in the playoffs a lot quicker than people suspected. So again, give me what you guys think. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Jump in the Discord if you are not over there. We are going to be doing a lot more once the NFL season does kick off. And ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far, again, I appreciate every single one of you that have commented, subscribed, liked, even just watched one video. I appreciate you. And guys, we're 1 month away from football. Okay. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I love it here. 1 month away. But as always, I will catch you guys in the next one.